What's happening, what's happening, what's happening? Of course, you know it's your boy B-Hop Radio Shouty. And stepping in the building, I got a friend to the show in this thing. I'm talking about Pesh of Live Mixtapes. What's good with it, boss?
Hey, man. Nothing, man. Appreciate it. Thank you for having us here.
Man, appreciate you coming through this thing. Now, Pesh, when it comes to Live Mixtapes, I need you to break down what was it that made you come with this game-changing idea?
Yeah, man. It's easy. So, first and foremost, you know, we're a team of 5 at Live Mixtapes. Myself, Daniel, Thomas, Joey, and Brian. Mm-hmm. And Daniel actually created he's a CEO, founder, and president of Live Mixtapes.
Yeah.
And it just essentially started as one of my partners, Joey, in the music game. Daniel had moved out to another part of the country. Mm-hmm. Needed to get these mixtapes we were doing. This is like around 2005 or whatever. And, you know, Joey was DJ Joey Fingers. And so Joey was making mixtapes. We're slanging them in the street, just moving them up and down the areas. We're based out of Cleveland, Ohio. So we had all of Ohio on lock, the Midwest on lock, just flooding the streets with physical copies of mixtapes.
Yeah.
Dan moves to, let's just say, California. And then he builds the back end of this platform, reaches out to Joey to start sending these tapes. All of a sudden, Joey's on tour. Starts moving around, the word spreads, here we are today.
Okay, so talk to me about that legendary run when it got to the point, especially out of Atlanta, when y'all had a group of mixtape DJs, the Hood Rich DJs, the Plug DJs, so many groups of DJs, the affiliates, uploading, breaking music onto y'all platform. What was that like, and how did that cause the platform to grow?
I mean, it was a beautiful time. It's a beautiful time right now.
Yeah.
But as far as in that moment, you know, it was something special.
Yeah.
It was definitely special as far as seeing those types of brands come together.
Yeah.
Or not even necessarily come together, but just develop and foster into what a Hood Rich is, or a Plug, as you said, or affiliates, or however that works out. So it was amazing to see. As far as it coming together, it was just the music that had come out during that time and during that era, I guess, as far as from the starting, everybody was hungry. So it was kind of like you can relate it to like a 50 Cent Get Rich or Die Trying album, where it's like everyone's like, oh, he was hungry and that's the best album from him or whatever. And it was the same thing with these guys. These guys had an opportunity. They saw what the platform could be. And we, you know, had this platform, and collectively, with the help of Hood Rich, shout out DJ Scream, that's family.
Yeah.
You know, DJ Plug, all those guys. They bought into what we were trying to do, and collectively we brought it to real life. You know, we brought it into fruition. So.
Now, my brother DJ JT hit me up, and he said that you had a lot of new, interesting things going on, Pesh. I mean, this Live Mixtapes Pro. What's going on with this thing, man?
Yeah. Well, can I do this before I tell you about Pro? Let me just kind of so your listeners know about the history of Live Mixtapes.
Come on with it.
Perfect. So 2006, we started Live Mixtapes, right? So we were the original streamers. It was us and Pandora.
My God.
So, and it was blessings. And then 2009, we pivoted and changed the game. We did the anticipation for the mixtape. And it was the first time, I think, it was an anticipation on anything on the internet, as far as like with the countdown and doing like a full site internet takeover. Now you have shoe companies and all this kind of stuff doing that. But I think in 2009, we were one of the, if not the first, and in fact, you know what? I'm going to say we were the first. So we were the first to do this countdown, background type of thing, anticipation for a mixtape. So we did that in 2009. In 2013, we launched our own full-service management, distribution, and record label called TSO Music Group.
Okay.
And our first artist we had signed was Whoop out of Orlando, Florida. But then we've gone on since to do distribution for Moneybagg Yo. We did his first 2 projects. Pee Wee Longway, Montana of 300, Famous Dex. We have the girl Omeretta, Omeretta the Great in Atlanta.
What up, though, Omeretta?
Absolutely, absolutely, she's fired. But so, you know, I say that because we worked with a lot of people. We had some producers we were managing that found some success, and then you fast forward to 2021, and we launched LMT Pro. And what it is Live Mixtapes basically pivoted from being a mixtape platform to the first ever streaming and distribution platform. And so now we can work with an artist. The artist, whoever's using these aggregators to put their music up on the DSPs, Spotify, Apple Music, iTunes, Tidal, etc. Now you can come to us. We'll take your content, put it up on these streaming platforms. We'll turn around, drop it on Live Mixtapes, and then we'll turn around and pay you on the streams of Live Mixtapes. A couple cool things though, Bihai. Not only are we going to pay you out on the streams of Live Mixtapes, we're actually going to be paying out the highest in the industry on our platform.
Oh, now that's cold-blooded, Pesh.
Absolutely.
What was it that made y'all say, okay, we need to readjust our business model and switch it up to make it competitive in this new market?
Yeah, you know, first off, we were blessed, right? 2006 to we had a nice run of just us and, you know, a couple of other people being around and kind of curating music. And that's one thing that we prided ourselves on. We still pride ourselves on. On our platform, you have to know one of us before you can get onto the platform, access it, whether it's a DJ, artist, it doesn't matter. So we built this community of work with and through the DJs. It starts and ends with the DJs. So if you can work through them, they're going to identify and filter through the talent and bring that to us.
Exactly.
And so that helped us out from 2006 to about 2014, 2015. And then you had the aggregators come out. We had some competitors come out. Some of them mimicked our name and stuff like that. But regardless, you know, competition is always great.
That's right.
And so when that happened, then you had the Spotifys, the Apple Musics, and we really feel internally that they all came out because of Live Mixtapes and what we were doing with the music industry as far as we were the minor leagues. These artists would come out, they would run through our system, and then they would get on the main page of Live Mixtapes, and at that point you would see a major label step in and sign an artist, i.e. 2 Chainz at I believe Def Jam at that time.
Yeah.
You know, so it was cool because, you know, we were sitting back and I don't want to say we got comfortable, but we were coasting a little. And then when the competitors came in, you know, we took a step back. Daniel, who started the company, he went to work and just built the back end of Live Mixtapes. We built everything in-house. We didn't hire a company or anything like that. This is all Daniel and his team, you know, putting this LMT Pro together, which is once again the back end of Live Mixtapes. And so that's what we did. We just sat back and we watched for a little bit, and then right around 2016 he got to work, and 3-4 years later, 2021, here we are, March 2021, LMT Pro.
What was it like when you saw those competitors into the market and it started getting real in the field?
I don't necessarily know what it looks like to look behind me. You know, when you're always looking forward. And the music industry isn't about money. It's about relationships. And that's something that we pride ourselves on, is, you know, just trying to put our best foot forward. We're not perfect, we're human. So, you know, we're going to mess up, and we're probably going to mess up a lot. But knowing we're going to mess up, and if I can communicate that with the person that I'm working with, and in this case take pride in what I'm doing and not just put a dollar amount behind it or whatever, because it was never about the money with us. Once again, you had to know one of us to get on our platform. So it was a free platform to the public, but as far as uploading and accessing and utilizing, that was a community that we curated and helped build. And so we're proud of that. And I think that, you know, some of our competitors that came into the platform, anybody can upload to their platforms, which is cool. And I'm not going to, you know, I'm not sitting here, I'm not trying to knock anybody else. We're in America. It's the land of the opportunity.
Exactly.
So, you know, I'm not going to knock anybody that can make $1 out here, especially right now. But with them being here for a little bit, like I said, we were coasting. And then when these guys came out, we got back to it. And we know what we are. You know, we consider ourselves like a Nike in the league as far as a brand awareness. And in the league, just like the NBA, there's going to be new brands that come out. It's going to be new artists, or sorry, not new artists, but new superstars, NBA stars that are going to become all-stars and et cetera. And our goal and our mission has just always been the same, to stay ahead of the curve, continue to push the culture and the music. And we're just trying to be in the background. We're not trying to be all up in the videos, you know, all up in the videos, dancing and, you know, doing all that stuff. So, and that's why we're here. you know, and that's why you and I have this relationship.
Exactly.
It's not based off of anything else but just straight honesty.
Exactly.
You know?
What was the tipping point for live mixtapes when you all realized that you all were a major player in the game and it was like, okay, it's going down. We have the coach in the palm of our hands and we're actually pushing it forward with our platform?
I don't think there was necessarily a time. It was just when all this great music was dropping. And it is still dropping, right? You know, I think for a little bit, especially now with a lot of the artists, majority of the artists, not understanding how the mixtape the platforms work. So to answer that specifically, I think it wasn't a specific time or an event that we were like, oh my gosh, like this is, you know, we're here, this is sweet. It was just more of, I remember one time when we had come down the very first time to Atlanta, and you know, everybody pulled up, you know, from just everybody came out the woodworks just to link up and show us a good time. Our very first, this is like 2013 maybe. So we started in 2006, and then I think our first time coming down to Atlanta was 2012 or 2013 or whatever. So 6 or 7 years later, our platform is established. Mind you, I told you, 2009 we did the anticipation of a mixtape. We still weren't in Atlanta. So people didn't know who Live Mixtapes was. They just thought it was a website, automated, didn't know who was running it. And they thought people like, you know, Scream and Plug and all these guys, they were working magic because, you know, they knew how to get a hold of us.
Exactly.
And I think that's still what is great, is I can come down in 2021 and I still have that solid relationship with these individuals, personalities, you know, some people are DJing, some people are doing radio, podcasts, some people are PDs, label owners. But it's just a person, and the person's growing. And so I think that's like the biggest highlight for us.
When you look at how you all are trying to compete now with the highest percentage for the artists, what was it and how important was it for you all to say, you know what, we got to be competitive out here, so let's just go ahead and break the bank and give these artists what they deserve?
We've never not wanted to pay, right? We're a platform, and our platform, I mean, from 2006 to where we are today, there's been countless artists that we've helped in some way or another get to maybe their goals or where they want to be as far as an artist goes, right? And every artist wants to have millions of dollars and records and all that stuff. But you have to have that foundation being built. And so for us, I think that's where, you know, I think that's where the joy just came into it, is just us working together. And having that drive to say, let's break the bank. It wasn't necessarily that, because it's not obvious. It is about money, right? I'm not going to say it's not about money, but it's bigger than money. Because if we were just doing this for money, then I think we could have opted out of this a long time ago, and we would be okay with where we are. But for us, I think it's a form of responsibility. And we're blessed to be able to be in this position, to have a platform that's respected, especially in Atlanta, the home and the capital of hip-hop. And so for people to welcome us and, more importantly, acknowledge we're in town because of DJ Funky for his birthday week.
What up, though, Funky?
Right, and yeah, shout out Funky.
So you just came out here to party, Pesh. You came out here to go to the strip clubs, man.
You know, I just wanted to check it out. Brian never been to a strip club before, so we had to take him through Atlanta strip club. He ain't never been to an Atlanta strip club.
So y'all done turned Brian out in this thing. Put the camera on Brian. Really, Brian? With it?
And he's feeling it right now. We were at Strokers last night visiting Funky and stuff. We were with,
already though.
We were with Marley and the Shark Lotto brand just running around. We had our event. Yeah. But, you know, just to answer you, just to finalize what you were saying, it's not about breaking the bank. It was just about building the system. And we know that it's like what they say. If you're going to chase that hot record, you're never going to find it. Make good music, and success will find you, right? Same thing with what we're doing. We just want to be out there and get to the grind.
When I speak of breaking things, another one. Y'all broke the net a couple of times too. What were some of the largest projects that blasted off of Live Mixtapes? And can you give me some of those numbers that they did, just so people can understand the reach of Live Mixtapes?
I mean, you know, we've done Pluto from Future from open to close. You know, we love FBG. We've worked hand in hand. 2 Chainz, shout out Street Execs. Techniques, Esud, just working with their camp. I don't know specifically as far as when we did, Beast Mode, Monster, 56
Yeah.
Nights, that, shut down the internet. Purple Rain shut down the internet. 2 Chainz, True Religion
True
shut down the
Religion,
internet.
my God.
There's Count Waka, Hard in the
Yeah,
Paint.
yeah.
There was Count Migos when we did the first project with Versace and all
Yep.
that. Well, even before that, Migos had a couple projects on the indie side that people don't even talk about. Same thing with Dolph,
Yeah.
or Gotti. When we dropped Drake, So Far So Gone, that was on the indie side.
My
and then we had
God.
moved that to the main page.
I know. What was it that made you have to move that to the main page? I already know the answer to that, but I just got to ask it.
Analytics.
Yeah.
It wasn't hype. Because there can be a hit song, but that doesn't mean that you're necessarily the next biggest artist. And that's one thing that we prided ourselves on, was having that indie page, the main page. And when the internet quote unquote broke, or they shut down the site, or however that would work out, it became a goal. I think a couple of times Pluto had said that to us, like he was trying to break the internet when he was doing it and stuff. And it's awesome, right?
Yeah.
It's like, I think that was our platinum plaque, essentially, like that you would get from the labels and the RIAA or whatever. It was a, can you break the internet?
Exactly.
But we're doing really well. We do millions of streams currently, 30 to 35 million streams a month. We have 300,000 active users, and then we have the millions of downloads in the App Store. And our numbers aren't fabricated. So
Come on.
if you go to our platform and your tape has, your project, any content you're giving us has 20 views, or if it has 2 million views,
That's real.
it's real. It's not going to, we're not sitting here trying to say Pesh went platinum in the streets, and then there's no DJs that have it, and I could have bought a little package and run my numbers up, because that's not hip hop. That's not the truth. That's just like, going to Spotify and then hitting one of those farms and running the numbers up on your playlist.
Yeah.
I shouldn't be rapping, and there's no reason why I would drop a song and have 1 million plays unless I ran up the numbers.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And that takes away from the people that are really doing it. And so I think that's like the biggest accomplishment, is just keeping those numbers, breaking the internet. Are we going to do it again? I think so. I think there's so many artists out now with LMT Pro and what we have going on in the future. It's the time is now.
From a business side, what role does analytics play in everything, and how do you determine who's hot, who's not, and what's going on, and what's good for the business and the website at the same time, just by looking at those numbers?
Yeah, I mean, it wasn't specific, on the rise before LMT Pro as far as those numbers. It wasn't anything specific. It was just more of, is there traction? Is there real movement? I think on the radio side, they look at the BDS numbers, right? How many spins is this person getting, et cetera? And those are analytics. Now, you might have an artist that drops and all of a sudden has a whole bunch of spins, but that necessarily doesn't mean that this person is next, right? And you see it on that, but then you use your intuition. You got the DJs. Well, we have the DJs, and we tapped in with the DJs. Some of our platforms and competitors were pushing the no DJ, which really messed up the game, because now you're removing this variable, these people that can help decide if it's a go or not a go.
Is the curators.
Exactly. The curators, where, they're going to tell you, this is not hot.
Exactly.
You need to get back to the lab. You know what I mean? You got to work a little bit harder.
Yeah.
But now with the curators being removed, anybody can rap.
Yeah.
So now you're waking up and your friend's a rapper, baby mama's the manager, the son's the DJ,
Yeah.
and their friend's the security, and the other friend's a hype man, and now they think they got 5 streams and they're in it. And so
It's ridiculous. Now, how does somebody get down with LMT Pro?
absolutely. So LMT Pro, you can reach out to us on our social media platform at Live Mixtapes, at LIVEMIXTAPES. You can reach out to me at Pesh22, PESH22. Email us, Pesh, PESH, at Live Mixtapes. But once again, it's relationship built. So yes, we are paying out on streams. We're going to take care of the artists. I didn't even tell you how we really changed the game again, but I'll
Talk
get to that.
me.
I'm going to get that in a second.
Okay.
But you can also, like I said, message us, get with the DJs. But we're here. We're coming to the city. Brian and I are moving around. We were just in Alabama. We went to the Carolinas. We're going down to Texas. We're going down to Tennessee. We're going down to Oklahoma. We're going to hit the West Coast. We're here. We're moving around like rappers.
I ain't mad at that.
And then going back to LMT Pro, some of the highlights, just to let you guys know, we're paying out highest in the industry. Mm-hmm. Also on our platform from the splits. So let's just say in this example, we do an 80-20 split. The artist gets 80%, we get 20%, which is the standard as far as the distribution goes. Mm-hmm. So any of those aggregators, the distro kids, the CD babies, the TuneCores, whatever, they're providing these splits, 80-20. We're going to do the same thing. But from our 20% on our platform, Live Mixtapes, not only will we turn around and pay the DJ out, I'm sorry, not the artist out, but we're going to turn around and pay the DJ out. We'll pay the DJ 5% of the streams from our platform, from our 20%.
Oh, that's hard.
So we're not going to the artist and saying, hey, artist, pay the DJ.
Exactly.
We've been saying that too long to take care of the DJ. So instead of saying that, we're going to go take care of the DJs out of our cut, make sure they're good. This is on our platform.
Exactly.
And in order for that to work, we got to distribute it on Spotify, Apple Music, all the DSPs.
That's right.
But now we can we can build this culture, curate it, keep it within an atmosphere of live mixtapes with the built-in traffic. Because what happens right now, Bihai, is an artist drops, then they do the normal promo, what every artist is doing across the world right now. Out now on all platforms, go to Spotify, Apple Music, stream, right? But then you go to Spotify, Apple Music, you're not there. So I'm clicking on this link that you posted out. I click on the link, and then after I listen to your project, single, whatever you give me, that's it. I'm not going into the search bar and searching. I'm not like, oh, let me see what Future's new record is, or let me see this new indie artist, Brian, I heard about from Cleveland or something like that. So those platforms aren't used as a driver or a discovery, right? That's more of a just the end game type of a platform. So with live mixtapes and our built-in traffic, people are actually coming to our platform every morning or every day, trying to discover and find new artists. And so our platform is used for discovery and as a driver, like a YouTube and some of these other platforms that are out there.
Are there any special surprises and features that we need to be looking out for? Are you all in cahoots with any artists or any other DJs that you plan on really doing some monumental stuff with as we speak?
Yeah, I mean, you got the new kids.
Yeah.
There's a lot of new kids on the block as far as making music, DJing. But then there's also the regulars. You have the Hood Rich. Hood Rich hasn't gone anywhere. DJ Plug and all these guys, they're all still here.
That's right.
Everybody's still here, and everybody's working, and they're working harder. And now they're actually giving the cheat codes to the next, where they didn't get those cheat codes passed to them, right?
Exactly.
And so now I think you're going to see quality music coming, and people that are getting comfortable. I wouldn't get comfortable. As far as artists and like people we're looking at, shout out Omeretta.
Yeah.
We're from Cleveland, so we got the kid Montdog in Cleveland.
Yeah.
LMT Pro is just working with artists that are hungry, that want to push their music. It's not you just put it on our platform and sit back, and then let's drop another project and utilize live mixtapes as platform and views. That's not what we're trying to do. We want to help build a career. If you're really serious about making music, it's going to cost money. It's gonna cost your time, and you have to really be about it. You can't, it's not 1 foot in, 1 foot out. If you're going to do that, that's awesome, and you might get by, but 9 times out of 10, you're going to lose. And there's a reason why the only top 1% of the industry is actually eating, where everybody else is trying to figure it out, and that's because everybody else doesn't know the way. And we feel like with live mixtapes, and the biggest thing, I can say right now, the biggest thing with LMT Pro compared to any of these aggregators, once again, the distro kids, the CD babies, whatever, TuneCore, you can actually talk to one of us. United Masters, you can talk to one of us at Live Mixtapes, LMT Pro. You can get at us. We're going to be able to help you. More importantly, we're going to try to coach you through this. So it's not just give me your mixtape or project, album, whatever you're going to call it, and you give it to us, we put it up on the platforms, and then that's it. It's, hey, this is good. Do you know Scream, or do you know Beehive? Do you know Dirty Glove Bastards? Do you know any of these people? Let me help you network. Let's get your music going. Let's actually put work behind this. Let's use our relationships. We all got friends. We can't take our friends when we die.
Come on.
So let's help the cause right now.
Exactly.
And let's put it on the table.
What has it been like for you on this promo tour, just reinvigorating the brand and letting people know that y'all are out here raising cane still?
It's a blessing. I'm just grateful. Brian and I are really grateful just to be here. You know, it's we got through a pandemic.
Oh.
And you know, some people can't say that.
Yeah.
So you know, I never thought ever in my lifetime, just like probably a majority of the people, that we would be in a position of where we are today,
Yeah.
and as far as the world goes. And so campaigning around and just it's great to get out and, you know, hit the Carolinas, but not just, you know, the regulars, the Raleigh or whatever. Shout out Eastside. It's amazing to see from the country people coming out, and they're coming to us and being like, man, I lost everything. I can't afford Apple Music at $9.99. I can't afford Spotify at whatever they're charging, but I got live mixtapes.
Yeah.
And I'm listening to this music. You guys have this catalog. You got this old Gucci I can't get anywhere else. I can only listen to it on live mixtapes. And these people, their music is therapy. And especially for hip hop music, it's also therapy. So it's humbling for us to be able to tap in.
Answer me this, Pesh. So if I go to live mixtapes right now, I can stream music like I stream it on any other digital platform, right?
Correct.
Do you have any DJs curating playlists for the?
We're the originators of playlists.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. So y'all bringing that back? How's that going?
Yeah, we got playlisting on the platform. Even with LMT Pro, we're not, you know, out here pushing singles. It's not a single-driven industry.
Yeah.
And I think your audience should know that. That's like rule number one. Everyone's like, I'm going to drop singles. It's not singles. If it was singles, Beyonce, Madonna, Jay-Z, Future, whoever, they would all be dropping only singles. What the game isn't being told is these guys are working on albums. Because at the end of the day, if an artist is signed to a major or just signed to a label, they want to work through their deal. You don't work through your deal dropping singles. You work through your deal dropping content, full content. So what they're doing, these artists are doing, is giving a full project. Then collectively, or maybe however that works out, they're identifying what their singles are and then dropping them.
Okay.
And then working backwards, leading up to a project. Majority of the world, these new kids, they just see, oh, Future just dropped a new record. I swear Vezo and Future dropped Tear the Club Up. I'm going to drop a single. And then if it doesn't work, I'm going to drop another single. But they're not seeing the end game to that.
Exactly.
And so for us, it's just helping out with that end game.
What was it like for you, though, Pesh, when you would see an artist come onto live mixtapes, get 20 views, and then next thing you know, 6 months later, they got millions of views?
Just, I mean, you know, we've talked to a lot of people that have gained success and, you know, just are doing well. And I think people are going to get what's always owed to them, right? No matter what you do, you're always going to get, you know, I'm sure people always heard hard work pays off.
Yeah.
Well, it does.
Yeah.
But sometimes you don't get that reward, right? So it's just kind of what's the reason? What's your why behind doing what you're doing? And our why and helping these people out is exactly what you said. That person that has 20 views but believes in themselves, okay, now they have 2 million views, and then the same person. That's why, you know, us and Pluto have such a great relationship. He hasn't changed. He's been the same person. Lot more money, lot more records, lot more hits.
That's right.
A little bit more known, and you know,
But
the same.
pull
That's
up,
the
he's
same.
got Future.
Doughboy is his artist. He's Doughboy's from Cleveland. Doughboy's in the same mentality, right? He's out there trying to grind. He's trying to figure it out. But at the same point, his success isn't going to change. Your bank account's not changing the person you are. You know what I'm saying? When the pandemic taught us that, when we were all sitting at home, I bet we were all feeling like a LeBron James or somebody, you know, spectacular, like a Future or whatever. I'm sure people were rapping in the shower, thinking like they were the next hottest rapper alive, and they can't wait till, you know. But you gotta, when it's time to play, can you play? Do you want that ball? Because the music game isn't for everybody. It's commission-based industry.
Exactly.
You're gonna get in what you put in, and if you don't put anything in, you're not going to be around. You might get a couple handouts, but I don't know anybody that's gotten through life, not music, but through life with just handouts.
Exactly.
You know, so.
Lastly, Pesh, how can these people contact you? And is there anything else that we need to know?
LMT Pro is the future. It's here. Live Mixtapes is here. Our platform, we're growing. You know, our platform, for example, on the app, make sure to download the app. We're carrying podcasts. So, you know, we're going to do that. We're always innovating. We're trying to stay ahead of the times, or at least current with the times, and just tapped in with the market. So whether it's hip hop, there's just different genres, right? So I was talking to Caveman about this, but now you have stoner music, like rap music, where you have a lot of these rappers with their own strains and stuff like that. So that's going to be its own genre. I would always say back in the day, Waka Flocka was a heavy metal rapper. You know, where he would, you know, he's loud, he brings that energy, you know, like with DMX was the same way. And I almost say that Waka got that from a DMX, right? So you're going to have these genres, they're going to continue to grow, and I think for us, just, you know, stay tuned. We're not dead, we're not gone, and if you think so, that's fine. We'll keep it moving, but there's a reason why I'm talking to you. And everybody else is listening, and so just tune in, tap in at Live Mixtapes, at Pesh 22, and let's make it shake.
I can dig it. Pesh!
I appreciate the opportunity.
Man, appreciate you coming through this thing, bro. Wish you nothing but the best and much success. Be High Radio, shout it. We out of this thing. Holla at y'all in a minute. We gone.